Hey, it's Kevin with the New Warehouse podcast here at the Element Logic Trade Show. And this morning I am joined by Nick Silicato of Centric Packaging and GreenLINQ. And we're going to talk about both of those today. And also going to hear a little bit about what's going on in the corrugated market right now, because it's a little bit of an interesting time, right? So Nick, how are you doing today?
Good. Interesting is a very polite way to put it right now. So I can't wait to get into that one. But no, it's great. Really excited to be here at the Element Logic Trade Show. Always have a great time. The guys here always ask us to be a diamond sponsor, which is wonderful. So
Sure. Yeah.
the only tough part was that I had to do this podcast by being a diamond sponsor. This certainly isn't my cup of tea. I'd rather be in the back of a warehouse selling boxes and stretch film and bubble wrap.
Yeah, well, we got to give some spotlight to the boxes sometime, because without the boxes we can't make it happen. Right?
Sure.
So tell us a little bit about your company. Tell us a little bit about what is Centric Packaging and what is GreenLINQ.
Sure. So Centric Packaging there's not a great way to spice it up, but we're a custom packaging distributor, right? So I have a lot of experience working for packaging manufacturers, working for other packaging distributors. During COVID, I kind of woke up and was like, we might be able to do this ourselves here, and try to change the game a little bit from a customer experience standpoint. So the name Centric is actually born out of customer-centric, service-centric, innovation-centric. So
I like that.
Kudos to my wife for coming up with that. She was,
Shout out to the wife.
Yeah, much smarter than me. So the thought with that is that we're going to still operate, regardless of how large we get, with white glove service for our customers, right? So we want to be consultants rather than transactional packaging suppliers, right?
Sure.
We run into a lot of these people that sell brown boxes and clear stretch film and plain tape.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that, right? Very successful businesses do that. We like to train our team, and really I like to lead by example by going in the back door, working with the ops managers, doing what we call packaging audits.
Okay.
And this is where that service-centric level starts, right? We do the packaging audit. We look at how we can help the customer meet their goals. I always preach the 4 pillars of packaging, right? Sustainability, cost savings, efficiency gains, and ergonomics is really what it is, right? So, and under the efficiency umbrella is the protection of the product. Under sustainability is also the protection of the product, because we don't want any crazy amount of returns coming back if we try to minimize that. So
right.
What we try to do is really take a consultant's approach to packaging when, again, it's hard to spice it up, but I'm doing my best here. But we take that consultant's approach to make sure that we're giving the right solution or product to our end users, rather than just saying, hey, yeah, try this stock box or this 2 mil poly tape, and this should work for you because it works for everyone else. We like to be there, be boots on the ground, make sure that we know exactly what the customer needs, and then implement that to make their lives better in some shape or form.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that's such a great way to approach it. So now from that perspective, right, you said interesting is a light word for what's going on with like corrugated and packaging right now. So tell us a little bit about like what's happening in the market.
So it's a little scary, right? And we're corrugated suppliers and general consumable suppliers to e-commerce distribution always kind of have their fingers on the pulse of where people are as far as disposable income goes, right? And Ryan Fox, follow him on LinkedIn. He does a wonderful job really gauging where corrugated usage is, where the demand is. I was just talking to Craig Hall from CMC prior to this, and he was kind of voicing the same concerns that we had, because corrugated sales are generally down year over year, which means, we feel that the market, it doesn't show that it's down, right? This is the complex situation that we're in right now. We know that people aren't buying as much, right? It's not like we've had all of these major advancements to where corrugated has been minimized for everyone, or every single package is right size, which in a perfect world it is, right?
It is, right? But there's still a big gap there. Yeah.
Right. That's not the case. It's generally down year over year, and it's just due to less spending and less order volume going out. That's the really scary part, and we get a firsthand look at that.
Yeah.
Month over month, we see it. Year over year, we see it. It's tough. It's tough. I mean, but there's really, we can always try to outsell our problems, as we say, but it's a difficult packaging consumables market right now, just because of overall volume coming out of warehouses.
Yeah, interesting.
Would you agree with that?
Yeah. I mean, I've seen that as like some kind of economic indicator before, which I think is super interesting. It's like, because you wouldn't necessarily think like, oh, boxes, or it could tell me like what's going on in the economy a little bit, but you have a great point there, right? I mean, if not as much as shipping and moving, it's typically moving in a box, right? So that's very interesting. What about on the side of, has there been any impact? Because I've seen some stuff about impacts from like tariffs and things on the cost of corrugate. How is that playing out in the market?
So the cost of corrugate has not been extremely volatile through tariffs, because a lot of the lumber and a lot of the paper and the raw materials for the paper and pulp comes from Canada, which is tough, right?
Sure. Yeah.
It's not coming from overseas generally. Not a lot of people are importing corrugated, just because of the general space that it takes up in like a container.
Yeah.
We see more imported products like shopping bags, poly bags, things that are really stretch films, tapes, things that are a lot more condensed and concentrated inside of those containers. So the tariffs haven't been super impactful on the corrugated side as of yet. Now, there have also been, since COVID, there's been like I forget what it is, like 70+% increase in corrugated costs since then.
That's huge in like 5 years.
It's been insane, which is actually great for guys like us, because we clearly have to pass that on, and as everybody else goes up, high tides lift all ships. But it's just it's interesting, because the overall demand is relatively low right now. So it seems like if there are really impactful tariffs going in on the raw material side for paper and pulp, they're not necessarily, the manufacturers aren't comfortable enough to pass those along yet, just due to the kind of soft corrugated market that's going on right now.
Yeah. Interesting. Yeah. Interesting to hear that. And interesting, I didn't know about that huge increase in the last like 5 years. That's big. Yeah. For 5 years. I mean, that's a lot. Interesting. So now tell us a little bit about GreenLINQ, and what is GreenLINQ all about?
Sure. So younger company than Centric. Centric's still relatively young, but GreenLINQ is kind of a passion project, and something that's been born out of necessity. So GreenLINQ is a centralized database for all of your operational data, which sounds really buzzy, and I'm going to try not to say too many buzzwords. I'm not going to throw AI out or anything like that. Actually, I will, but so GreenLINQ is a system that allows e-commerce distributors to do anything from, or e-commerce distributors, converters, co-packers, co-manufacturers, folks that are doing auto parts and marine parts. It's really kind of an adaptable system that helps people manage their specifications. So one example, so Centric Packaging, obviously a customer of GreenLINQ, right? So we manage all of our inventory. We manage all of our specs for the products that we're supplying, because most of what we do on the Centric side is custom, right? So maybe the same size box has different artwork, right? So we could have that box set as the same SKU in our system, but we have multiple artworks attached to it, right? So it helps us really kind of optimize and get a full view of everything that's going on in our overall operation. It also allows other folks to more accurately schedule their manufacturing runs. We work with local tape converters that manage all of their artwork, all of their orders. They have a calendar view. Okay, this tape is running on this 12-inch COT machine and it's printing a 2-color job. We think this is going to take X days. And then it also goes to, helping countertop manufacturers. It's a really...
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, so if you think of a tape converter and a countertop converter, there's not a heck of a lot of a difference there, right? Because you're basically taking a slab of granite or marble or anything like that. You're putting a certain edge on it. You're cutting a hole for a sink. You're cutting it to dimensions. And then what we're able to do when it goes to be installed is to tell the installers where that specific piece goes. You go into some of these 15,000 square foot homes and they have a wet bar in the basement and they have 16 bathrooms and a kitchen that's the size of this warehouse. And it really gets confusing because you have some pieces of countertop that are going to be pretty much exactly the same. So what we do is we give the customers that visibility to track it all the way through that manufacturing process. Now, we're not telling it what to do. We're not telling it how to do it. We're just giving them that centralized database to go back and they can go, okay, where is this widget being manufactured in our operation right now? How long is it going to take? And then where is it going beyond that? So it just gives you that operational efficiency of all of the data, because you know how it is. You get this, you get inundated with this crazy amount of information for all of these, silly little things that you have in your operation, from high-vis vests to gloves to, steel toe boot covers to your bubble wrap, your boxes, and everything in between, right? So it was born out of necessity because we had gotten a lot of requests from customers, partners, vendors to really help them optimize that information.
Interesting. Yeah, and from I guess from a user perspective, like who's interacting with GreenLINQ? Like, is it the user on the floor, or is that a higher level? Where does it kind of fall in the stack, I guess?
So it's interesting. We kind of started from a packaging engineer level, where we're saying, okay, we're going to let you manage all of your specs in here, right? You're running this 16-ounce water bottle in this location in Kentucky for these 4 customers, right? And it really, I tell all of our sales folks this, because they're always like, what's the elevator pitch? I go, well, it depends on who you're talking to, right?
Yeah.
Because it's
which elevator you get in.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. What floor are you going to, right? So it really depends. We have quality folks using it. We have business owners using it for, smaller, call it less than $10 million, we call them light manufacturing, right? Really converting, think of foam, tape, etc. We have business owners, we have folks in the office that are running it, and then clearly people on the floor from an operational level. It makes them much more efficient. So we're seeing this wide range of users use the system, and we've gotten awesome feedback just on them being able to have a tablet or a laptop on the floor and going, oh, okay, this is good. These are the raw materials that we need, or this is how this should run, or this is how this should be packed, and so on. So it's been great. It's helped a lot of our customers, which is, when you sell packaging supplies on the Centric side, we help a lot of folks, but it's oftentimes forgotten about when we jump over to the software side and we're actually having that impact on what I call, the front of the line rather than the end of the line. It's a little more fulfilling when you do that. So that's been fun. It's been fun. So I'm seeing it from both sides.
Interesting. Right? You got to thank your packaging guy. Sometimes you got to say thank you to your packaging guy.
Please say thank you every once in a while. We only hear the bad stuff.
Definitely. So we're so it's November, right?
Yeah.
2025. We're coming up on 2026. So let's close this out with what's your number one tip for people for their packaging strategy for 2026?
Packaging strategy for 2026. Have our team come in and do a packaging audit for you, because the thing with packaging is it's so variable, right? You could be packing coffee cups, or you could be packing crystal champagne flutes, right? Yeah. So tell us what you want, right? That's the whole point. In January, we hit the ground running. We do free packaging audits for everyone, and we say, hey, what do you want to do? Do you want to be more sustainable? Everybody wants to save money, of course. We'll help you be more sustainable or more efficient or easier for your packers to pack, or help you reallocate labor throughout your warehouse by implementing some type of light automation. But it's really hard to do kind of that blanket statement just because there's so much nuance on the packaging side. It's what I love about selling the packaging supplies, because we have to take it on a customer by customer basis. But I would just encourage everyone, 2026, do a packaging audit, really, because it gets forgotten about a lot.
Sure.
We want to do it for you, take it off of the customer's plate, right? And then we will be the folks that say, hey, we're at trade shows like the Element Logic trade show to make sure that we see all of the latest innovations going on in the industry. And we say, hey, maybe you should try this. Rather than doing it this way, think about doing it this way, because the ROI would be this, this, and this, right? Not even from a financial standpoint always, but from an efficiency gain or sustainability gain or an ergonomics gain, right? So packaging audits 2026, if it's not Centric, please just do one, just because the packaging oftentimes gets forgotten about.
All right, awesome. And if they want Centric to do that packaging audit, what's the best way to get in touch or learn more information?
Centric-packaging.com, sales@centric-packaging.com, and we will certainly connect you with one of our sales folks.
All right, fantastic. And we'll definitely put all the information at thenewwarehouse.com as well as in the show notes here. And I'm going to say thank you to my packaging guy here. Thank you, Nick. We appreciate what you do in the packaging world. And thanks for joining us here on The New Warehouse. Hey guys, thank you so much for tuning into today's video here on our YouTube channel, The New Warehouse Podcast, and I appreciate you tuning in. If you liked what you saw, make sure you subscribe to our channel, and if you like this video in particular, make sure you like it as well. And if you want to get this great t-shirt that you see in the video behind me, Warehouses Are Sexy, head to warehousesAreSexy.com and get your own.